Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. Today I want to talk about these simple art projects that you can do with your iPhone and Blender. Alright, so you can see here it's a bunch of polished car kind of bunched together, crumbled together into like a ball. This is actually a really simple instancing that you can do with Blender and geometry nodes. The police car itself is a 3D scan, right? Let me show you. Okay, the inspiration is of course this video game called Katamari. It's since PlayStation 1, I think. So basically this character is rolling this ball, and anything the ball touched by the balls will be collected, and it's keep growing and growing until it's become larger than planet Earth. Yeah, I think it's a very funny game. If I'm not wrong, I remember the game creator is collaboratively work together with students, 3D students in Japan, and then they are all making these simple 3D models and then just put all together into a video game. It's a very interesting concept. So these days you can have you have your iPhone and you can do like 3D scanning, right? This app that I've been using, Scaniverse. There are other 3D scanners app out there. They're all really good, but I like Scaniverse the most because recently, okay, instead of just using Lidar, you can also use the photogrammetry method. So you can have like a nice texture with your whatever you scan. Like in this case, it's police car. I have other example here. Okay, let me hide everything. Police car, lion statue. This is actually quite perfect. It's not the most detailed, but it's not bad. And then we also have, let me turn on texture here. We have this Lego. This is from shopping mall. Recently they added this firefighter. Cool stuff. And police car, they are all in real size. If you look at the dimensions, they're actually correct in real life size, and you can imagine you can put it in real world as well as AR. Yeah, Scaniverse is actually not long ago acquired by Niantic. If you know Niantic, Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom and things like that. It's basically one of the mobile game company that's using AR, and I think that is very cool. Okay, anyway, so I have 3 objects here, and I make the Katamary. Okay, let's hide the scan for now. I have the Katamary in 3 different size. I don't need to make 3 different size, but I created duplicates. I want to show you how I created this. You might already know how to create something like this. So first of all, we have object that I simply drag and drop from here. Let's say I want to drag the Lego, for example, set it as instance, and just use that as instance. Now you can see the instance is changing. So I'm using a simple icosphere that I can change in radius. But from the icosphere, I'm changing the radius using this position and scale, and I pipe it out as input as a scale ball. It's the same thing. Okay, so I can scale the ball if I want to. I can create duplicates, scale the ball, and I can randomize the position of the instance of the scan. So yeah, this is the same drill. Okay, just instancing, distribute points on faces. I can control the distributions of points instance on this icosphere. Okay, so we have this beautiful looking Katamari ball, and I randomize the rotations here using random value, pipe into this combine XYZ into rotations. Okay, basic example, basic drill, and this can be duplicated, and I can have different size, so they look like they are crumpled together. Okay, so that's one thing. If I change this with another scan like the Lego, so we have totally different look. This is what I want to talk about. Yeah, this is like an art project. You can kind of just randomize the scale, position, and the seed, In this case, we might want to scale the 3D objects. Okay, you can actually randomize the instance as well, but in this case I just keep it the same size. This is already quite a different look altogether, different Katamari. And you can also replace this again with the lion statue. Again, it's already like a different looking balls. It might resemble something that you, okay, like it resembles something that you might already know. But anyway, so this Katamari, okay, if whenever you change something here, it will change into something else, right? But sometimes you don't want that. Maybe you want to do like remixing, like you want to remix all together. You can do it in different way. If you put all your scans under a single collections, you can drag and drop the collections. Then you can use these collections to randomize all 3 objects. Okay, and then you can pick random instance. So you have like a kind of like a mixture of all the 3D scans. That's if you want to use collections. In my case, I might just want to use object info, and I just pick one, plug this into the instance. So we have our cars back. Okay, we can pipe this input outside as parameter that we can just simply replace. Okay, so this is probably a better setup. So let me delete everything. So we have this car that's crumpled together. We can create duplicates. We can randomize the seed. We can scale the ball, but we can now replace this with the Lego. I can create duplicates and replace this one with the lion statue. Okay, so this is probably what you want. And maybe you want to change the scale also. This is completely up to you. Maybe you want to pipe this out as well into group input, so it's become a parameters that you can adjust. So let's maybe just do that. That's for the Lego, and this is for the car. Maybe just 0.1. For the lion, 0.25. So now we have 3 different Katamari balls. Alright, so if you actually want to provide the collections as well, you can of course always do that. So this is gonna be a little bit more complex. Scan, separate children, reset children, and we need to create like a switcher, so we can actually switch between the geometry. Maybe I should do this, but if I do this I need to enable pick instance. Anyway, don't worry about that for now. At least we have like 3 different scans, right? And then we can have 3 different Katamari balls. Okay, that's pretty much what I want to show you. I think you can, if I'm not wrong, with the latest asset browsers, you can actually create assets from geometry nodes. So you can right click and mark as assets. So this is already pretty cool. Now they are all assets, and you can just drag and drop into scenes. And if I'm not wrong, there are all the geometry nodes still working. Oh yeah, you can still make changes. You can scale the balls, things like that. So I think it's a I think it's a good example, and then you can try this yourself and make your own Katamari balls and maybe mix some 3D objects together. But yeah, if you have iPhone with Lidar, or older iPhone can actually do scanning as well if you are using the photogrammetry. If you have a Mac, you can use something like PhotoCatch. Yeah, PhotoCatch app is actually something that you can use to create 3D objects. So yeah, start scanning. If you walk around the city, you might find that there are not many things to scan, but you can scan. You can scan statues, cars, sculptures, things like that, objects that you can find on the street. Maybe even like a bigger object, larger object like buildings. Buildings and interiors is slightly different, but I recommend you to try it on simple objects, and try making your own Katamari balls. I think it's a fun little art project for you to try. Alright, so yeah, make your own little planets basically. So hopefully this is useful. The geometry nodes part might be slightly technical, but it's not that hard. This is actually basic concepts. Asset browser is also another concept that you might want to learn eventually in 3D. But yeah, it's fun little project. Try it yourself, and hopefully you can make your own art. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.